The whole of Brazil is anxiously awaiting to see Endrick shine, but the reality has been quite different. The young talent from Palmeiras, considered a great promise, has had difficulty establishing himself both at Real Madrid and with the Brazilian national team. At the Spanish club, he spends more time on the bench than on the field. And for the national team, he was not even initially called up, being called up only after being cut from the list. What is going on? Is Endrick not being used well, or does he still need to develop his football skills further to earn a place? While Chelsea, from England, monitors the situation and considers a move to take him away from Real Madrid, today we will analyze the player's reality and try to understand the reason for his little use. Comparison with other young talents. If we look at the main young talents in world football, two names stand out: Endrick and Lamine Yamal. Despite being similar in age, with the Brazilian being a year older, their trajectories are quite different. Lamine Yamal, at just 17 years old, has already established himself as a starter for Barcelona and the Spanish national team, playing a decisive role in important matches. Meanwhile, Endrick is still trying to make his mark at both Real Madrid and the Brazilian national team, where he has been overlooked in call-ups. The contrast is clear. While in Spain, Lamine Yamal is already treated as a key player, Endrick is still struggling to prove his worth, whether for his club or national team. This difference in treatment raises questions. Is there a lack of trust from the coaches? Does the player need to improve further? Or has he simply not had enough opportunities yet? Endrick's role in the Brazilian national team at the beginning of 2025, Endrick was not called up by Dorival Jr. for the first matches of the year. His inclusion in the squad only occurred after Neymar was cut due to injury. This situation shows that, at least for now, he still does not have the full confidence of the coaching staff. Even when called up, his minutes on the field have been limited. In 3 appearances for the Brazilian national team, he scored 3 goals but only started once, in the defeat to Uruguay in the Copa America. Despite his positive performance, he has not received many opportunities in decisive matches, unlike other young players in European teams, who are already protagonists. Adapting to Real Madrid and an uncertain future. Since arriving at Real Madrid, Endrick has faced a period of adaptation under the supervision of Carlo Ancelotti. The Italian coach has preached patience, emphasizing that integrating young players into a top-level team takes time. This season, Endrick has played 28 games, starting only 4, scoring 6 goals and creating some important chances. However, competition in Real Madrid's attack is intense, with players such as Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Mbappé dominating the attacking options. Recently, during a penalty shootout against Atletico de Madrid in the Champions League, Ancelotti considered putting Endrick in for a penalty, but changed his mind when he realized that the player did not seem confident. The decision fell to Rudiger, who converted the penalty and secured qualification. Meanwhile, Chelsea are monitoring the situation and would be willing to offer 125 million euros to sign Rodrigo and Endrick, with 45 million earmarked for the young Brazilian. Despite the interest, Real Madrid have no plans to sell their players, confident that both are part of the club's long-term project. What does the future hold for Endrick? The lack of minutes could impact his development and even his presence at the 2026 World Cup. If he continues to lack space at Real Madrid and the national team, a loan could be a viable alternative to accelerate his development. However, staying at the Spanish club means competing with big names and running the risk of a longer adaptation period than expected. The big question is, will Endrick be able to establish himself as one of the great players of his generation? Or does he risk becoming just another promising player who failed to live up to expectations? Time is still on his side, but modern football is unforgiving to those who take too long to establish themselves. And you, what would you do in Endrick's place? Would you stay at Real Madrid in search of minutes, or would you look for another team? To have more space? Leave your opinion in the comments. And that's all for today. If you liked the content, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, and see you in the next video.